We are the Iowa High School
Athletic Association.
We're proud to bring you this broadcast
of Iowa High School
Sports Championships,
featuring Iowa's student athletes, schools, and communities.
We support teamwork, sportsmanship, and education-based activities.
Good luck, and thanks for watching.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the Extreme Arena here in Coralville, Iowa, as we get set for tonight's 2026 Iowa State Team Dual Wrestling Championships. It's been a day full of wrestling, and it all comes down to this tonight. Our three championship matches in Class 1A, 2A, and 3A. I'm Russ W. Walker. Along with me tonight is Chad Zappato. He's our wrestling analyst tonight. Chad is a two-time Iowa State champ himself, a three-time Big Ten champion, a three-time All-American, and was on three national championship teams for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Chad's going to be breaking down the action for us tonight. Chad, three great duels going on out here tonight. We also have the third and fourth matches. We're going to be televising the championship matches. What should fans be looking for tonight?
You know, we've had some great wrestling here, Russ. It's been, we've had started this day with 146 ranked wrestlers in these brackets. We're down to the final two teams. We still have a lot of ranked matchups coming, a lot of ranked wrestlers. We got a lot of number ones out there that's going to have matches tonight. We've had some great wrestling today, and it's just going to keep, we're going to see a lot more of that tonight in the finals. So I'm looking forward to some great matchups.
Well, we're going to be keeping you up to date on all three of the championship matches with scores, team scores, and the matchups. As Chad mentioned, we've got some big-time matches, and we're going to break that down a little bit later on here in the opening. But this is dual format, and it brings a little bit of difference. What do you love about the dual format?
You know, what's nice about the dual format is I think that you have one team versus another team. In a tournament, a lot of times there's outside factors that affect how the outcomes come out. You don't have that here. It's just one team versus another. You might see a lot of juggling of lineups. We've seen that here today already. I have a feeling we might see some more of that tonight. People are trying to put their best lineup out there versus that team. So that's what's kind of interesting. You're not sure who's going to step on the mat at each weight.
All right. We are here in the Extreme Arena. This is different than it looked when you were here in the early 90s wrestling for the University of Iowa. This whole area looks different, starting with this arena. You got to be pretty impressed.
This area is incredible. There's so much going on around this area, which I have a feeling a lot of that is partially due to the fact that Extreme Arena's here. And they really had wrestling in mind when they put this arena here. It's set up very well for the wrestler. It's set up very well for the spectator. There's not a bad seat in the house. It's a good size for this type of an event. And, you know, I think you really couldn't have this at a better place.
Well, and wrestling is such a fraternity. It's been fun to watch you today walk around the hallways and run into tons of people, you know, like your college roommate, the big O, John Osendorf, but kind of been almost a reunion for you here today.
It's always good to get out to wrestling events and get to see some of the old guys that you trained with, coached with, or you just were around in the sport. Wrestling is definitely a big family, and it's always good to get to an event and kind of see some of that family.
All right, we've got plenty more to come right after this on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, a fifth-generation farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Tom Keating, executive director of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. We're excited to have you join us for our state wrestling championships.
As title sponsor of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, we're proud to support this fantastic event. At the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that strong farms and strong schools fuel strong futures.
Thanks to the Iowa Farm Bureau, we're able to honor students for their outstanding achievements. They are committed to your success, helping our organization provide awards, grants, and scholarships to honor excellence in athletics and academics.
Whether you're a student competing today or a fan cheering from home, we all play a role in making our state shine. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa High School Athletic Association,
congratulations on a fantastic season and best of luck in the tournament.
It's the simplest expression, the smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up, apologizes, and welcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
We're not just lighting a stadium. We're creating lasting memories. We're not just installing a mini pitch. We're empowering youth to learn and grow. We're not just retrofitting an airport. We're creating an environment where workers can feel safer. This is why, whether it's a game down the street, professional stadiums around the world, or treasured monuments and landmarks, you always know when it's must go.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
There's a kind of magic to making memories, to finding time for the little things and the big things, the new things, and the things you'll do over and over again. It's the magic of a job well done and a well-deserved day of rest, of living life to the fullest with the people you'd never want to live without. Fairway, closed on Sunday, open for life.
How do you make everyone's favorite buffet even better? How do you make the country's best chicken even more exciting? How do you make Thursday the best night ever? Wing night at Pizza Ranch. All the wings you want, plus all your other buffet favorites. And for a limited time, try the sweet heat of our new Honey Hot Sauce. The country's best wing night is here. Taking flight Thursday nights, only at Pizza Ranch.
Back in the Extreme Arena, everybody, as we get set for the championship matchups tonight. I'm Russ W. Oker and Chad Zampano with you here at the Iowa High School State Dual Team Wrestling Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. This tournament's been held here in this 5,000-seat facility for the last 4 years, Chad, and it's been a very, very exciting day. This is a great arena, and, I mean, it's been electric in here today.
Yeah, there's been some outstanding matchups. We've seen everything from, closely knit matchups that just where it was down to the wire, maybe just going into overtime winning. And we saw some bouts that decided to duel earlier that was 19-19 going into overtime. Just some outstanding matches today. And it gets so loud in here. That's what makes it so much fun. What do you think you would have thought about wrestling here? I mean, you wrestled in a lot of great arenas. Carver Hawkeye, of course, your home arena through your college years. But what would you have thought about wrestling here? Well, I think the arena it's a relatively new arena. It's set up very well for events. It's like they thought about wrestling when they set this thing up. So it does very well with the 6 mats that they've had in here. We saw down to just a couple of mats last night for the girls' finals, and it was an outstanding event for that as well. It's set up very well. I think it would be a great place to wrestle.
Well, and one of the things that's key to any great event is the staff. And they had the girls' state wrestling tournament here the last couple of days. We got to see some of that last night. A lot of people make it go. Yeah, for sure. And they've been just first class all the way around here. Everything's gone off very smoothly. There's been a very hard-working crew here today, just from up top to bottom, and it's gone very well. Yeah, you got your table workers, you got the folks who keep the officials, get them what they need. There's so many people that it takes to put it on, so kudos to them for sure. Well, weigh-in started at 8 a.m. this morning. Every team traveling to Coralville gets 3 full duels today. Action started with the quarterfinals at 9 a.m. and then sessions rotated as they wrestle out to 8th place. Semifinals were earlier this afternoon. Our broadcast will bring you the 3 championship matches, but the 3rd and 4th place matches are also going on today as well. So let's take a look into how we got here Starting with the 1A, Don Bosco and Jessup will be in the finals. And no real surprises there, and both teams have pretty much dominated their way into the finals.
Yeah, you know, both of those teams, they just look pretty tough from top to bottom. This is going to be an interesting duel. Don Bosco seeded number 1 in this bracket. Jessup seeded number 2 in this bracket. Both of them looked extremely solid coming into this tournament. Neither one of them had a close duel, and it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens in this final. We're going to see a number of ranked wrestlers. We're going to see a number of number 1 ranked wrestlers, so I'm excited to see how this turns out.
Hinton and Lake Mills will wrestle for 3rd place here in this match tonight, and Woodbury Central took 5th place in the 1A. Let's take a look at the 2A, where we have a great matchup between Decorah and Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont. Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont is the 3 seed, so no, not a big upset over Clarion Goldfield Downs, but they're the only one, not a 1 or 2 seed in this. That may be the most hotly contested match we see tonight.
Well, I tell you what, Decorah has looked very tough coming in out of the top side of that bracket. EBF has also looked very tough today, and they definitely were tested in their second match in the semifinals. It was back and forth, but they really kind of came out and were ready for that match, and I feel like they were in great condition. They really kind of put the pressure on in that 3rd period and came out on top, and I'm sure they're now looking to do the same thing with Decorah.
All right, and Independence and Clarion Goldfield Downs will wrestle for 3rd place in the Class 2A. Let's take a look at Class 3A, where, Southeast Polk has just been the dominant factor. They're going for a 3-peat tonight. They're going to wrestle Indianola, who they saw earlier this year and got the better of them. They also met them here in the finals last year, where they won 54-14. But Indianola, they've looked tough today. I think they just got to go out with confidence that they can get this done, try to make a match of it.
Yeah, Indianola has looked. They've fought tooth and nail today to kind of get into the finals, to be where they are at right now. They're going up against a very tough Southeast Polk team. They have 12 ranked wrestlers on that team. They don't really have any weak spots up and down that lineup, so Indianola is definitely going to have to come out and be at the top of their game to be able to compete with them.
Well, we saw Indianola was one of the great matches here was that heavyweight match, which if it would have been a major decision for Waukee Northwest would have got into the finals, came up 1 point short of that. That's about as close as you can get. And that was how we ended that semifinal round. All eyes were on that match, and it just built the excitement leading into this finals here tonight. Well, coming up next, the administrator for the Iowa High School Athletic Association for Wrestling, Andy Umpton, joined me, and we're going to be visiting with him. That is coming your way next here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Excuse me, man. You dropped this.
I don't get it. Why is there uneven crop emergence out here?
Great question, Jill. From what I've seen, soil compaction from your sprayers and grain carts is the likely culprit. This can hinder root penetration and emergence along field edges.
What would I do without you, Tom?
Hey, that's what I'm here for. Let's catch up later. I'm needed over in Monroe County.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel Seed pros always show up. Channel, all in, all season.
Nice guy.
There's a kind of magic to making memories, to finding time for the little things and the big things, the new things, and the things you'll do over and over again. It's the magic of a job well done and a well-deserved day of rest, of living life to the fullest with the people you'd never want to live without. Fairway, closed on Sunday, open for life.
A new day means so many things. Possibility and potential. new opportunities and challenges. And when you're building something that matters, you need a partner who truly understands. Iowa banks get this. Their customer relationships are built on shared values and earned trust. From homeowners to small businesses, Iowa banks know what it means to invest in the future. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/WeCare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Now we're back here at the Extreme Arena getting set for the finals of the Iowa High School State Team Dual Championships presented by Iowa Farm Bureau, and I'm here with Andy Umtham, who is the wrestling administrator for the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Andy, we appreciate you taking time out of what I know is a pretty busy day.
You know what, it really has. Thanks again for the coverage today, and it's been a fun, busy but fun. Some great wrestling. Excited to see it unfold here in the finals.
This your first year as the wrestling administrator. Talk a bit about how that's been going for you.
Yeah, you know, I've been in the office for 4 years now, but this is my first year as the lead sport administrator for wrestling. I was able to help Louis Curtis, our former, prior to his retirement the last few years. And it's really been exciting to kind of take the reins on this sport and kind of do something different. I was doing baseball and a few other sports before. And so kind of hopping into this realm, it's been great and really excited. And again, working on the back end of it with things before with descent plan and stuff like that with Louis, I think really helped with the transition. I felt like it's been a pretty smooth one so far, but again, we got a lot of wrestling here left in the season as well. So,
well, this is the fourth year here at the Extreme Arena. We're out ahead of the traditional wrestling tournament. Some things have changed with that over the years. Talk a bit about the logistics of that.
Yeah, you know, for a long time we had the state dual team tournament the day before our traditional individual tournament, and I think it was really hard to have those tournaments back to back and how it could impact the individual side of that tournament. And so working with our coaches advisory committee, had the opportunity to move that 2 weeks sooner at a different venue and move that calendar as such so that really have this be its own event, which I really think is added to it. I think it's a better product out there for not only our regional dual team but also for the state dual team tournament that we're seeing today, and I think it's going to unfold here in the finals as well. But I think that's just been an opportunity to really showcase both events and the uniqueness that wrestling is with the individual side, but also the team component that we're seeing today.
We had 146 wrestlers all total in the room today. It has been awesome to watch all day long. And the rankings committee is involved here. Only a few years that you've been using that system, right? So break that down for the folks and what that means as far as how they qualify.
Absolutely, yep. So for our regional dual teams, you want to take the top 24 schools in each class. And so for a long time, we used the IWCOA rankings, which has been pretty good. It's voted on by coaches, but we felt like having a committee of our own would help greater enhance what those rankings looked like and maybe the seeding process for that as well. And so a few years ago, we went to this rankings committee. We have some former coaches from different parts of the state representing the 5 districts. And so the IWCOA still has their rankings that coaches vote on, and we use that as one of our many metrics in determining our seeding, or excuse me, our rankings for the top 24, knowing that we are indeed only taking the top 24 for the regional duels. And so that rankings committee has done a great job on really breaking down everything that's happened, not on their part of the state, but also as a whole. And we meet collaboratively multiple times throughout the season, push out 3 different sets of rankings that really kind of help us be able to put the best product out there and help us ensure that we are getting the top 8 teams from each of our 3 classes here today, which I do feel like is the case.
Absolutely, and we take our wrestling pretty serious here in the state of Iowa. We're pretty proud of it. Give us an
100%.
update on the state of wrestling here in Iowa.
Yeah, I think it's alive and strong. Obviously, I think Iowa is the mecca in my eyes when it comes to high school wrestling. And, you know, there's a lot of other states that kind of look to us and on what things are being done and how it's being done and the way we run our tournaments and then just participation in general as well. And, you know, so I think we're right up there with a lot of the top states, associations, and high schools with where our state of high school wrestling is. And that's just a testament to to the involvement of everybody involved, all the way from their communities, the coaches, former coaches, officials, and really help make a great product that is Iowa High School Wrestling. And it's just continued to grow and be stronger and stronger because of people giving back to it. Having former officials here evaluating others, coaches being part of the rankings committee that are no longer actively coaching, just keep help enhancing and bringing what's already at a high level Iowa High School Wrestling.
All right, well, your wrestling background, and tell us a little about your wrestling background.
Yeah, so I was always predominantly kind of more of a football track, but I was always kind of at a younger age involved in wrestling as well. And so I coached football for 12 years. I never actually had the opportunity to coach wrestling. But, being able to work in this office the last few years really kind of grew love. And I was an AD for 10 years. And so running tournaments as an AD really grew me a passion and appreciation for what the sport is. And so I love where we're at now.
All right, well, we are making our way towards the finals. We're coming back with more here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network right after this.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Welcome to a new chapter in homeownership. At Northwest Bank, we understand that finding the perfect mortgage can be challenging. We pride ourselves in offering expert advice with a personal touch. We're here to listen to your needs and find the perfect mortgage solution for you. Our team of experienced professionals will answer all of your questions, explain your options clearly, and help you make an informed decision. Experience the difference and make homeownership a reality. With Northwest Bank, we are commitment you can bank on.
Need money for college? Our scholarship registration is quick and easy. ISL Education Lending Scholarship is open to both students and parents. Visit iowastudentloan.org/award for details. Multiple awards are available, and you'll learn valuable financial literacy tips as part of the process. Register online today for your chance to win $1,000.
Excuse me, man. You dropped this.
Whether you volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
In the Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa, here on the Iowa High School Athletic Association Hy-Vee Championship Network. Our event is presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. And Chad, as you get closer, we get excited because we know there's some great matchups tonight. We're going to take a look at how this is going to shape up here. Starting with the Class 3A, break down some of the things you're most excited about.
Well, I tell you, we have a repeat of last year's finals. We have Southeast Polk versus Indianola, and Southeast Polk won that fairly dominantly last year, and I'm sure they're going to try to do that again this year, and they just do have a tough team up and down the lineup. 14 weight classes in high school wrestling, as you know. They have 12 guys ranked, 5 of which are ranked number 1. So they have a pretty tough team. There are going to be some good wrestling matchups at this meet. We got 144 pounds. We got Will over Brockling taking on, who's ranked number 1, taking on Stony Wood from Indianola, who's ranked number 5. So I think, we're going to have a tough match there. Then you go right into 150 pounds and got Justice Jesseroga going against number 2, Elijah Blewett. So, we at least have some good matches. That's definitely, and it's going to be a tough duel for sure. I'm sure that I think that Southeast Polk's going for their 3rd or 4th title in a row.
For a three-peat, yeah.
Yes.
All right, well, let's take a look at the 2A, where we have Decorah taking on Eddyville-Blakesburg Fremont. Eddyville-Blakesburg Fremont, the only team not ranked in the top 2 to get here. But one thing I want to note, when you look at the committee that has done the rankings, when you have 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3, and 1 versus 2, hats off to that crew. They got her pretty accurate, and they got to be, obviously, they don't care who gets to the finals, but certainly they got to be looking at it going, this system is working, we got it right. And we are going to have possibly a real ticker tester here in the Class 2A.
Boy, we really do. I mean, the EBF Rockets, they've looked tough today. They had a really tough semifinal matchup where they really came out and were ready to go. I think everybody thought that was going to be a close match, and it was a pretty close match, but they kind of came out and took the wind out of the sails of Clarion. Clarion Goldfield. They just kind of really came out and kind of put it to them right from the start. Clarion could never kind of recover from that and come back on them, but it's going to be a tough match. The Decorah Vikings have just looked tough today. They really haven't been contested. Nothing's been very close, and we've got a number of ranked matchups in this dual meet as well. So I'm really looking forward to this one. That 2A it's going to be a barn burner.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we had maybe one of the most exciting matches in that EBF and Clarion Goldfield Dow's match, the one that was tied at 19 going into overtime. 2 guys that we didn't even know were going to wrestle today necessarily. And it was Stout, I know, for EBF, taking on the young man from Clarion Goldfield Dow's. And that was a thriller, and we expect some more matches like that here tonight. But let's look at the 1A, where Don Bosco, the Dons have just been the dominant force. But Jessup, they rolled their way right into the finals as well, Chad. They were not contested today, and I got to believe they come in here thinking they can get the job done.
Yeah, I tell you what, both of them have looked really tough through this whole tournament. They both have kind of went out and had decisive victories in their first and second duels today. So this is going to be a tough matchup. There's going to be some great wrestling in this one as well. We've got Dawson Youngblood at 144 again. He's going against the number 3rd ranked guy, Caden Lang. Of course, we got Hendrik Schwab going against Aiden Bergman. That's going to be number 1 versus number 2. Hayden Schwab's going to be wrestling number 10. There's just going to be some great matchups in that matchup as well. And I just think that it's going to be an interesting duel to kind of see who comes out on top.
Well, the wrestling action is underway, Chad. They started a little bit early on us here tonight, and we are off and running. And the first match is brought to you by Farm Bureau. Farm Bureau is the proud sponsor of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, championing youth through sports and education. And here we go. We look at the Class 1A for Don Bosco. It's Martin. For Jessup, it's Gordon. Martin out to a 6-1 lead. We got the Full Heart Little match in Class 2A. That's certainly one we're going to keep an eye on. And Southeast Polk's Newman Winfrey has Brown from Indianola in trouble already. But this match in the Class 2A, Chad, is one of the feature matches at this weight class.
Yeah, we've got Keller Little here that's for EBF. He's already had a couple of big wins today. Now he's going against Edison Fullhart from Decorah, who's also had a good day today. Both of these guys are ranked, and it's going to be, I think that's going to be a battle between these two.
Well, I'll keep an eye on the 1A and 3A, and I'll let you analyze in this one, that Class 2A match. Little out to a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, Little was able to pick up a takedown and get out 3-0. He's riding Fullhart right now. It's going to be, he's got some funk to him. This Little, he definitely gets in a lot of scrambles and lanky kid. He really kind of caught some people earlier today. Got some kids on their back, even in tight matches. So it'll be interesting to see how it comes out with Fullhart.
Well, Southeast Polk came out in a big way here as Newman Winfrey is a Tech Fall winner over Brown in that one, and just the start that the Rams wanted to see for sure.
Well, that Newman Winfrey is ranked number 1 at 106 in 3A. He's very tough, and I think that's how the Southeast Polk definitely wanted to get out and start this duel.
Replays brought to you by Hy-Vee tonight. We are here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Russ W. Oker, Chad Zappel. 3 matches going that we're keeping an eye on for the coverage. There are also the 3rd and 4th place matches going on as well in front of us. Right now on mat 1, Don Bosco, Martin up on Gordon 8-2 in that match. And they'll get underway in the 113 pounds in the Class 3A. That is Wirtz and Crossan at 113 pounds in the Class 3A.
We've got over here in the Class 3A, we've got number 4, Crossan. He's ranked number 4. And Vestal for Southeast Polk is ranked number 8. So that's definitely going to be a pretty hotly contested match.
Well, it looks like they sent out Wirtz, is what I'm seeing, Chad.
Oh, that's right.
Polk. So
they looks like they've changed the lineup there, didn't they?
Yeah,
so
they sent out Wirtz on us there, and we take a look at, we're all tied in the Class 2A match here at 106 pounds, Fullhart and Little. And, of course, Chad, that Fullhart name is certainly well known across the wrestling world.
Yes, Fullhart's father wrestled at the University of Iowa, and definitely a lot of tradition there in that family. And he's not only that, but he has a brother that's on the team with him there at Decorah as well. Both of them have wrestled quite well today.
Fullhart working on Little, all squared at 3, 52 seconds to go in the second period on that one. Over on mat 1, Don Bosco, Martin up on Gordon 12-3 in that one.
That one's over in the second period, too. We got about 30 seconds left in the second period with Don Bosco up there, now 15-3. So that one's kind of getting close to maybe seeing a tech fall.
Well, the action is moving quickly on mat number 3, which is where you find your Southeast Polk and Indianola matchup, and we are already moved on now to the 120-pound match. That's Prine and Metzer in that one.
Matt Prine for Southeast Polk's ranked number 5th in the state. He's had a good day today wrestling, and he's now in on a shot. He's got an control an underhook. Not been able to score yet, but he is trying to control the tie-ups.
Indianola got the pin in that 113-pound match, so they've taken the early lead 6-5 over Southeast Polk. 15-3 over on mat 1 as Martin tries to finish that off with a tech ball, and with 47 seconds to go in the second period in the 2A match, it's just the start we thought we'd get. We knew that was going to be a great match, and they are all square at 3.
It looks like Southeast Polk gets a takedown. It's a minute and 14 left in the first period, and he's up now 3-0 for Prine.
And that's going to be a tech fall for Don Bosco's Martin over Gordon. There's a takedown for Fullhart.
There's a takedown for Fullhart. He goes up 6-4 in match on the 2A mat for Decorah.
Class 3A Prine holding some near fall here, already up 3-0 over Metzger.
So there's 36 seconds left in period 2 here on mat number 3. Fullhart is head 6-5 over Keller Little. And this is a hotly contested match. This is going to be a big match to see how this duel starts off for these two teams as well. Fullhart in on a high crotch shot right now. He's trying to turn a corner here so he can get finished. They're on the edge of the mat here. I'm not sure if he's going to end up getting it. And he gets the takedown before they get out of bounds to put him up ahead 9-5 for Decorah.
And that's a big takedown on the edge of the mat there. And with the period running out, those are huge. Those points you pick up, obviously with only a few seconds left, easy to ride him out at that point and avoid the escape. So that's a huge takedown there for Fullhart.
Yes, it is for sure. And you know that when that happens at the end of a period like that, it was a 1-point match. Now all of a sudden it's a 4-point match going into the next period. That's a big win psychologically for a wrestler.
Well, they head into the third period, and Little is going to have to go now. But he has shown today there's no quit in him.
And it looks like Fullhart gets another takedown to put him up 12-5. He's starting to take a little bit of a lead here now. In the third period with a minute and 37 left.
No score on mat 3, Woody and Wessel. And that is the number 1 ranked wrestler for Southeast Polk, Eddie Woody Jr., was first last year at 106 pounds, and he's ranked number 1 this year at 126.
You know, that's moving up a few weight classes there, Russ, but at the same time, you know, if he can do that and still be competitive, it looks like he's still staying at the top of the game there, even by moving up 3 or 4 weight classes like that.
Well, Little now down 12-5 over here on mat 2. Belinsky up on Hines on mat 1 as Don Bosco with the 5-0 lead in the team score. And Belinsky up 3-0 on Hines.
Full Heart's riding Little over here on mat number 3 from Decorah. And he's been able to keep him down so far. There's 53 seconds left in the mat.
Well, this match at Don Bosco and Jessup is 1 versus 7. Belinsky's number 1 in the state. He got 6 last year at 106. And Hines was 4th at 106. And he's ranked number 7. This is another high-profile matchup. They could meet up at the state tournament in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, you know, that's one thing about this state duel. There's a lot of these guys are probably going to see these same guys at the state tournament, and some of these guys might even be seeing people in districts next weekend. That's just the way it might, depending on where they're located at.
12-6 Full Heart, the 2A match on mat 2. On mat 3, that's where we find our 3A, and Woody with a 3-0
Looks
lead.
like Little's in on a shot now on Full Heart.
Just 32 seconds left. Little's got to put the offense together here. Nothing yet. And this is where Chet, you know, the fans, they want it. They want the call right away, and he's going to actually give up the takedown.
And that, you know, Full Heart just scrambled well off that. He did a lot of good counter wrestling there. Little got in on his shot, and just Full Heart never gave anything up and was able to secure the takedown.
It's a 2-point reversal by Belinsky, who is the number 1 ranked wrestler at 113 pounds, 32-4 on the year. Jessup and Don Bosco. They've not wrestled in a dual meet this year, but they did see each other at a tournament, but they didn't get a lot of matchups in that. And it's going to be the win for Full Heart, and Decorah gets out to the early lead, and that's going to be a major decision as well. So any bonus points could be real big in that 2A.
Very, very well could be, and that's I'm sure that's not something that EBF wanted to give up at the beginning of that match. Full Heart wrestled a great match and was able to secure that extra point.
And they move right into 113 pounds. For Decorah, it is O'Gara, and for EBF, it is Pumphrey.
Garrett Pumphrey, ranked number 8 at 113 pounds. He's a junior with a 38-4 record. He's had a good day today as well. And this O'Gara is a sophomore with a 21-14 record, so it'll be we'll see how this kind of comes out.
Look over at the Class 3A, where it's Woody in control over Wessel, up 10-0 in the second period. We're under 30 seconds to go in that. And Southeast Polk leading that 3A championship duel 11-6. And Belinsky, number 1 ranked wrestler from Don Bosco, is up 6-0 on Hines from Jessup.
He's really trying to work a tilt there and trying to get some back points here. That's getting down to the end of the second period here, and he has not been able to turn him. But he did get a stalling call, so.
Well, the Dons of Don Bosco, they're a tall challenge for anybody, a historic wrestling program here in the state of Iowa. And they're under the direction of Chris Ortner, who was an All-American wrestler himself. A big matchup there is going to be coming up at 120, where Bergman, ranked number 1 for Jessup, in that tournament they wrestled earlier this year, Chad, he went up against Hendrix Schwab, the number 2 ranked wrestler, and he got the better of him over at OABIG tournament. So that's going to be a rematch, and we hope we get to see that. We hope they don't move anybody around, because that's going to be one worth watching for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, and we kind of never know for sure what matchups we might see. We have definitely seen some lineup shifts today for these coaches to try to think that they can maybe get a little bit up on their opponent. So we'll kind of see how some of these work out, but that could be a number 1 versus number 2 matchup for sure.
Well, your closed captioning provided by Sukup Manufacturing Company, the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment. Closed captioning provided by Sukup.
Over here on mat 3, Russ, we have EBF jumping out 3-0 on Decorah. We have Pumphrey over Guerra right now, O'Gara. And that's the start of the second period, and he's going to take that 3-0 lead into the second.
But Chad, this EBF team is one you know probably as well as anybody. Of course, you and I both hail from Centerville, and you had a chance to work with these kids. And I know you couldn't say enough on the ride up about that program and where they're at.
You know, I think they're doing a great job over there. The kids really working hard. I think you saw that a little bit today. They just have a never quit attitude. They seem to be in very good shape. We definitely saw them come in here and continue scoring points into that third period where you could tell they had kind of had some of their opponents worn out, and they just keep getting after it. And you can see that right now. Pumphrey's doing that over here on mat number 3. He's up 6-1 now. He's been able to get a couple of takedowns and just give up one escape. So
Southeast Polk Woody ended up getting the fall in that one, and they've moved on now with Hanson and Cunningham in that 4A matchup, as the Indians trying to gain a little more momentum here. Hanson ranked number 5 in the country at 132. And Cunningham comes in a senior at 12-12 on the season.
Pumphrey's now up 9-2 over here on mat number 3. Actually 12-2 now. He just secured another takedown, so he's up 12-2. He's in getting into that extra point category.
And those, as we mentioned, are big in any dual match, but this one is expected to be close for sure. Jessup now down 9-0 in this 1A match. But here's the one, Bergman and Schwab. We're going to keep a close eye on this one. I know you've been waiting for this one all day long.
Yeah, this is definitely, this should be a tough matchup. We've got number 1 versus number 2 out here right now, and we're going to see how this one comes out.
They're at 120 pounds in the Class 1A, with Don Bosco up in the team score 9-0. Southeast Polk out to a 17-6 lead, and Hanson up 6-1 on Cunningham. And Pumphrey well in control over O'Gara here in mat.
He's just putting him on his back,
2, and he got him.
And he gets a pin. That's a big win for EBF.
They get the bonus point out of, or bonus points out of Pumphrey, and they're going to go up 6-4.
And that was one of their keys in some of the earlier duels today, is they got definitely getting out there and got some bonus points.
They're looking for the takedown for Bergman, and he's going to get it. He goes up 3-0 on Schwab of Don Bosco. You know, they talk about old Mo in sports, and when you look at dual wrestling, you were always the first one out for the University of Iowa, right? So there wasn't really any momentum just yet. You had to create that, but then when you were done, obviously you watch the rest of your team. How much does it affect in wrestling, the old momentum swing?
Well, the biggest thing you want to do on a dual meet is to get out there and start getting that momentum going. And that's one thing that any of these teams are wanting to do from the start of this duel. You know, get out there and get some big wins early, maybe get some bonus points. That gets the team fired up a little bit more. So that's definitely important to get things going in the right direction.
Did you like that? Did you like being the fire starter?
Yeah, for me, you know, I guess maybe because I was so used to it, always kind of being in the lower weights, it was kind of nice for me to go out there and get that over with and be able to watch a little bit of the wrestling afterwards. Some people probably didn't get to enjoy it as much.
Bergman up 3-0 on Schwab in number 1 versus number 2. This could definitely be a preview of the state final here in a couple of weeks up at the Casey Center in Des Moines. And Bettis and Tollefson in the Class 2A. Bettis up 3-0 for EBF. EBF leading that duel early on, 6-4.
And, you know, we have this Simon Bettis is ranked number 3 at 120. He's also had a good day today. He's been out wrestling tough. It looks like he's got a cradle wrapped up right now, and he's getting some back points over there on mat number 3.
All right, what's he got to do to finish this?
You know, the way he's got it locked up, it's not going to be the easiest for him to get him flattened out, but he looks like he's getting pretty flat now, so we're going to see how this goes, and he gets the fall.
So he got the readjustment there and got the shoulder blades on the mat, and that's another win with bonus points. The big pin for Bettis.
That's 2 pins in a row for them, and that is just absolutely critical in them winning this duel, is getting some of those bonus points, because they've just got some just really tough weights. When you look at their starting lineup, their first 7 weights are ranked guys, and that's a good way to get the ball rolling for them.
Well, Decorah, the #1 ranked team in with the dual rankings. They've got a stacked lineup themselves. This will be Thomas and Glotfelty coming out in the 2A match. It's still 3-0 over here. Bergman over Schwab there in the second period with 1:09 to go. Meanwhile, Southeast Polk's out to a 22-6 lead over Indianola. And DeSalvo is up against Nelson in that one. Nelson 26-15. DeSalvo 35-1, ranked #1. Chad, he's going to Arizona State to wrestle. That's a pretty good level of wrestling right there. That's great, a very good program.
A great program, and he won't have to worry quite as much about the cold weather out there.
No. All right, now 6-0 Bergman over Schwab, and Schwab's another name. If you're from the state of Iowa and you follow wrestling, you know the Schwab name.
Absolutely. You know, his brother will be coming up next, who's already committed to go wrestle at UNI for their dad, who coaches over there. And so that's definitely probably one of the biggest names in wrestling in the state of Iowa.
I wonder if that was a tough sell for his dad.
You know, I was reading an article just in the last couple of days about the in-home visit that he got to have, and obviously Dad didn't have to go very far.
Can they write that off? Well, right now Bergman showing why he's #1. They come to the close of the second period. Bergman up now 7-0 on Schwab in that one. And Glotfelty up 3-1 over Thomas here in the Class 2A.
I tell you, this is a couple of ranked guys over here. We got Slater Thomas ranked #3 for EBF, and we've got Glotfelty #12 for Decorah. This could be a good match. This is definitely one that I know both of these teams definitely want to win. And right now, Decorah's got ahead 3-1 on that, and it's for them to get back in it. I'm sure they really want to get a win here. They're down 12-4 right now in the duel.
Oberbrockling up 3-0 over Wood. Southeast Polk, we had a chance to visit with them quite a bit earlier, and you talk about, I mean, right now, there may not be a more dominant wrestling program in the entire state. Obviously, Don Bosco as well, but my goodness, they have been at this event a total of, well, they've won 7 state dual titles. I think they said they've been here.
I think 18
times
consecutive years. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And you know, this Overbrockling is very tough. He's ranked #1. He's going against a #5 ranked kid in Wood, and he's now got him getting some back points with the tilt. Overbrockling's he's been looking really tough today. And one of the 5 guys on Southeast Polk that are ranked #1.
He's going to Southern Illinois, Edwardsville, to wrestle after his high school career. And he's hoping he goes in on a state champion. As a state champion, he was 2nd last year at 138 pounds. And he was 6th at 138 pounds the year before. No stranger to big-time wrestling matchups over Brockling. He's up 7-0 right now over Wood from Indianola. And Stony Wood, that's certainly a family you're very familiar with that's actually had an impact on your wrestling career.
You know, Stoney's dad is Gary Wood. He used to coach in Sheraton right in our conference. You know, when I was back in high school in the days, and I definitely spent a lot of time in the wrestling room with Gary. He's one of the guys that I think definitely made an impact in wrestling in Southern Iowa. We did a lot of off-season wrestling with him, and he's a great coach, and I know I'm sure he's in the stands here today because he loves to get out and see wrestling.
Stony Wood down 10-0 right now. Let's check in on the 2A mat, where Glotfelty and Thomas are tied in the second period with 54 seconds to go in this one.
6-6 over here, and I tell you what, this has been a battle back and forth. Like I said, this is going to be a big one. Both teams I know are really probably wanting to see their wrestler come out on the top here, because this is kind of one of those pivotal weights.
32 seconds to go in the second period. And Schwab and Bergman. Bergman now up 14-2 on Schwab, and he's putting on a clinic.
Boy, he's really looked tough today. He's really getting after Schwab, and he knows his team could use some extra points here, and he is trying to score some extra points to, to make sure he gets as many team points as possible.
13 seconds to go, and he's closing in on a tech fall.
EBF in on a takedown. Up.
Run out of time.
Ran out of time. He was not able to finish.
So they'll head to the third period tied at 6. Chad's going to keep a real close eye on that one for us. And Southeast Polk now will send out Jessaroga, who is ranked number 1 at 150 pounds. He was first at 144 last year. He was 4th at 132 the year before that, and 7th at 120. So this kid knows how to wrestle for sure, but he's got the number 2 wrestler for the Indians, and Elijah Blewett. This is another one of those matches you've been waiting for all day.
Yeah, number 1 versus number 2. I'm sure we're going to get some good wrestling out of that. Thomas just pulled ahead over here 9-6 on mat 3 for EBF. He's now up just with the takedown. He is riding Glotfelty. 1 minute and 19 seconds left in that third period, and he's ahead by 3 points right now. I'd say that match is far from being over, though.
I think it's far from over, yeah. And the Class 2A down here on mat number 2 in front of us. 1A on mat 1, 2A is on mat 2, and 3A is on mat 3, right? We go 1, 2, 3, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe that's...
Well, either way, we're going to keep a close eye on this finish. Like you said, with 47 seconds to go, I really think that this is going to be a tight finish. Are we calling that mat 3 on our screen?
Yeah, it's
okay, so
mat 3. It's 1A will be on 1, 2A 3, and 5.
I got you. Because they're not. It's not 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
It's 1, 3, and 5.
Because we still have the third place matches going on here, which the audience can't see that out there, but we still got 6 mats going here tonight.
Well, I promise I'll have a written letter of apology to you in the mail first thing Monday morning. How about that?
Well, we got 21 seconds left over here on mat number 3, and it's 9-6, which
Glotfelty's got to get out in a hurry.
And it's coming down to these last 15 seconds. He's going to have to and he gets a takedown. So boy, now a takedown can win it for him. There's only 7 seconds left in this match.
They're going to send him back to the center.
Oh, and we just got a pin over on mat number 1 for Schwab.
Over Perro of Jessup. Flurry of action, and time is going to run out in the 1A match, or 2A match, where a big win for Seth Thomas over Glotfelty.
Over there at that Hayden Schwab, that was also a big win for them. That was Hayden Schwab, of course, ranked number 1 in his weight at 126. He was going against the number 10 guy, and he was able to get 6 points on the board for the team, so that was definitely a big match.
That's going to put Don Bosco up 15-4 in the team score. Southeast Polk is up 33-6 in that one, but let's take a close look over here, Chad. We do have a number 1 versus a number 2 in Jessaroga versus Blewett. So we're going to turn our attention there. Keep an eye on that action. One of the feature matches of the night. Instant replays provided by Hy-Vee. We are on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. And the Iowa Farm Bureau is our presenting sponsor of the 2026 Iowa High School State Dual Championships.
And I tell you, over here on mat number 3, we're going to have another tough one here with EBF and Decorah, because we have number 1 versus number 5 on this mat as well. So we just got we got a lot of good wrestling going on right now.
Which you would expect when you get to the championship of the duels.
It doesn't make our job very easy with this many good matches going on at once, and we're trying to call all of them.
Yeah, and I'd like to just watch them all. Just like to focus in and just watch every one of them.
It's still 0-0 over here on mat 3. Minute and 11 seconds left in the first period. Still trying to feel each other out a little bit there. Just hand fighting and trying to set up some offense.
Gage Spurgeon, of course, was a state champ at 126 pounds in 2024. Took fourth, or he was a state champ at 120 and then took fourth at 126 last year.
Yes, and now he's ranked number 1 at 132.
And Avila, as you mentioned, number 5. He took 7th at 132 last year.
Ranked number 5 right now. And they're back going again over here on mat number 5 for Jessaroga and Blewett.
Blewett got the 1 point.
Got the 1 point in the second period, so we're got 27 seconds left in this second period over there on mat number 5.
And we see the Hy-Vee instant replay here. The Class 1A. Look at that move by Hines. And he got the fall.
And that's what they're looking for to get back in this match over there. Don Bosco was able to jump out and get a little bit of a lead on him, but it only takes a couple of pins to get you back in these dual meets, that's for sure.
Well, Don Bosco, a little moving around there. So they send Irvine, who's ranked number 4 at 132, up a weight to wrestle here at 138. He's going to go against Gavin Bell for Jessup. Blewett up 1-0 in the Class 3A over here on mat number 5.
That's something that we've seen throughout the day today is we've seen guys not only move up weights, but move up and wrestle ranked guys. And we've seen that on a number of times today. And you got to give credit to these guys. They're trying to do whatever they can to help the team out.
And a 3-point takedown for Bell.
Spurgeon in on a shot over here on mat number 3 as well, and he gets a takedown for EBF as well, puts him up 4-0 in the second period.
We're all square over here on mat 5, Chad, the Class 3A 1 versus 2. Jessaroga and Blewett in the third period with $1:26 to go. And I like to call things like this a ticker tester, and we got one on our hands in this one. And again, this is very well could be a preview of the state championship match in a couple of weeks. Now, they'll have some work to do to get there. That Iowa State tournament, crazy things happen every year. There's going to be a lot of other guys want to have a little something to say about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like any of these matches, you can never predict the outcome. There's always some great wrestling. There's always some upsets, and these two are going to try to see here in the last 50 seconds who's going to come out on top of this one.
Down to the final 53 seconds. Jessaroga and Blewett. Spurgeon's up 4-1 in the 2A match, and we're going to focus primarily on this number 1 versus number 2 over here on mat number 5, which is where we find our finals for the Class 3A. Russ W. Oker, Chad Sample on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
We're getting close being down here to this final 30 seconds. We're going to see who's going to try to open up and get some points scored here, and if not, we're going to see this going into overtime.
$20 seconds to go.
No points yet, but they're out here scrambling. I tell you what, this started off as a Blewett shot, and Jessaroga countered and kind of turned it into his. And, Jessaroga, with literally just seconds remaining in the match, gets the takedown.
And gets some near fall.
And he's going to get some near fall to go ahead 6-1 in the final 5 seconds of the match.
And that's one where, Chad, people may look tomorrow that weren't watching tonight and say, wow, Jessaroga really dominated that. But that was about as close as it's going to get.
That was close.
Last few seconds.
And not only that, but that, you know, he did that off of being shot on. You know, that he turned his counter into the offense and was able to pick up 5 points from the last 5 seconds.
7-1 Spurgeon over Avila in the Class 2A. EBF out to a 15-4 lead. But when you look at Decorah, this thing is going to be a good one all the way through, really. Decorah, when you look at 165, Will Fullhart's ranked 3rd. Cason Tyler at 175 is ranked 5th. And at 190, Tommy Sexton ranked 3rd. So some of their powerhouses are definitely still to come. And so if you're EBF, they've got some strength throughout the lineup, but the top of that lineup for EBF is really, where a good portion of their power is at.
Yeah, as we mentioned, they have 7 guys right out of the gate. They have 7 straight ranked wrestlers. Spurgeon up 7-2 here in the 3rd period, and he's one of them. And they've moved so many people around today. I don't even know what I would say is their regular lineup because they've really kind of just moved people up and down. We've seen people wrestle different weights, so it'll be interesting to see where they're at in some of those upper weights.
36-6 in the Class 3A match right now. And for Indianola, Ryland Hilton will go out at 157. He is ranked number 11. And Pittscover is ranked number 9. So that's another really, really good matchup here at 157 into Class 3A. And Spurgeon is going to add a few there and pick up the major decision. So more bonus points for EBF.
Well, that's just what they've done so well this morning through those lower weights is they've really, really went out there and worked hard to pick up some extra points for them. And it's really paid off for them in the end of these duels because that, once they've kind of got out far enough on some of these teams, it just made it so tough for them to come back.
Well, in the Class 1A here, Irvine and Bell in a good match, 5-3.
Yeah, it really has. Jessup, the wrestler from Jessup Bell is still up 5-3 right now, and there's about 20 seconds left in this 2nd period. But this definitely is a match is far from being over.
And it's 15-10 of the team score. So Jessup is certainly coming out and making a statement that we're not going to be intimidated by that is the Dons of Don Bosco.
Yeah, they, they've really looked tough today. They have. I mean, I don't think that. I tell you what, he might be in some trouble here though. See, with 10 seconds left in the period, he gets reversed. So now you're looking at Irvine just pulled ahead 6-5 from Don Bosco.
And Irvine ranked number 4 at 132, wrestling up to 138, where Bell is 28-6, unranked. But Irvine going up a weight, wrestling a very good wrestler.
Yes, he is. And then now, so we're going into the 3rd period. This is a 1-point match. This is a big one to see how things, these 3 points or however many it ends up being are very valuable for this duel over here.
Larson and Kirkpatrick in the Class 2A. 9-4 Larson for Decorah, trying to get a little momentum, swinging back in the direction of the Vikings.
Yeah, Larson over here, he's ranked number 3rd at 138. He's going against Kirkpatrick, who's ranked number 9 at 138. We got a couple of ranked guys out here, but Larson's been able to come out here and take a commanding lead of 12-5 right now, and it's still in the 1st period.
And there's 3 for Bell. It's now 10-7 in the Class 1A match. Pittscover and Hilton, no score. Period 2 just getting underway over there on mat number 5.
Now over here on mat number 1, we've got about 50 seconds left in this match, and Irvine's up 10-7. So I know that Don Bosco's wanting him to get out of that bottom right there and get back to where he can get some scoring opportunities. Bell's got a leg in right now, and he's running a power half, and he's just kind of keeping a lot of pressure on him, and he's running that clock down. We're getting down to 30 seconds now, and he's really kind of putting the pressure on him.
You're looking forward to that next match coming up into Class 1A2. We're going to see Dawson Youngblood, ranked number 1 at 144, against number 3, Caden Lang. We're looking forward to that matchup. Youngblood.
Anytime you're seeing these guys in the top 3, you're going to get a good match. But Youngblood's just, he's had a great day today. He's really wrestled well. And on top of that, he's only had 1 loss in high school, and they said that was in his first tournament as a freshman, and he's never lost since. So he's on a pretty good streak right now.
Yeah, lost to Seth Mendoza, who is currently wrestling at Missouri.
Yes.
So no shame in that. And he is our Musco Spotlight wrestler. We'll look a little bit more at him when he comes out there. We appreciate Musco. Musco Lighting is the official and exclusive sports lighting provider of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. And Joel, they'll be coming out here next will be Dawson Youngblood at 144, who is our Musco Spotlight wrestler. And what a guy to spotlight, as you mentioned. He's only lost 1 time in his high school career.
I tell you what, this is going to be a heck of a match over here. They're going back and forth, putting a guy on their back, putting a guy on their back. And they've just been going back and forth. It's 18-16 right now, and it's been going back and forth just constantly. And we're only in this halfway through the second period. We're basically halfway through this match. This is another one of those high-scoring barn burners.
They might break a scoring record over there. They've still got a period and a half to go, barring a pin, and it's 20-16 Larson over Kirkpatrick in Class 2A. All right, Dawson Youngblood is our Musco Spotlight wrestler of the tournament. Musco Lighting is the official and exclusive sports lighting provider of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Dawson was a state champ at 138 pounds, then a state champ at 132 pounds. So he's a 2-time state champ. He'll be looking to make it 3 this year and hope to stay on path to become a 4-timer. And again, his only loss, he hasn't lost since his freshman year in his first ever competition. So you've seen this kid today, Chad. I mean, he's dominant.
He really has been. He gets out there. He has a lot of offense, and I know his thought right now is he's trying to get score some extra points for his team, and he's going against a 3rd-ranked kid in his weight. So he's definitely got a tough competitor out there. He jumped out to a 3-1 lead here. They're back on their feet, being neutral. They're feeling each other out a little bit on their. All right, over here we've got 22-17. Larson is ahead of Kirkpatrick over here on mat number 3 in this 2A 138 matchup. We've got 1:45 left in period 3. This has been a wild match. These two have been back and forth, and we'll see what happens here in this last minute and a half. But Kirkpatrick's going to have to get out of the bottom and get some offense going.
Well, we'll see coming up later another Youngblood at 165, and oddly enough, they're not related. But yeah. Dawson is related to the Youngblood, Dax Youngblood. They're cousins that we'll see it potentially at 215 for Jessup.
Yeah, isn't that funny? The guy on another team is his cousin, but on his own team, they're no relation. So, uh-oh, Youngblood just is getting taken down.
Well, they have this as Xander Youngblood, but I don't know. With our list, Xander at 165, how he could be wrestling 144, but I don't know. All right, so this is Xander.
So according to our stats here, Xander's a couple of weight classes above that, so I don't know how that happened.
All right, we apologize for that. We'll keep an eye out then for Youngblood, who will be coming up later on.
Well, that might be one of those where they're moving some people around for their dual meet to just see how well they can come out. But, yeah, we've got Xander Youngblood out here and not Dawson as we thought.
So that is a 4-3 match with Lang over Xander Youngblood.
Well, here over this Decorah and EBF match, it's now 29-18. We got a football score going on over here. There's 44 seconds left in the 3rd period.
29-18, Larson over Kirkpatrick.
And Kirkpatrick just throws him to his back. He gets an escape, throws him to his back, and pins him. That was a huge turnaround for EBF. That is big as far as this dual meet goes.
Absolutely. We talk about momentum, and that'll certainly swing that in huge fashion to EBF. We take a look at the Hy-Vee replay there. And the way that match was going, Chad, I'm not surprised that somebody ended up pinning somebody with the offense that was out there. And it turns out Larson comes out on top in the Class 2A. A big win for EBF.
Kirkpatrick actually for EBF came out on top of that match. So
yeah, Kirkpatrick.
Kirkpatrick, yes.
Over Larson of
Over Larson,
Decorah.
yes. But that was that was just a back and forth match. Those guys both can really scramble, that's for sure. It took till the end of the third period for that pin to happen.
Lang up on Xander Youngblood, 7-3. Again, apologize for that. We will hopefully see Dawson Youngblood a little bit later on, our Musco Spotlight wrestler, who is a two-time state champion, ranked number 1.
And we assume they're going to maybe put him in there somewhere. Xander Youngblood, who normally wrestles at 165. So my guess is maybe he's a small 165 pounder, and that's just where the team needs him.
Delay in the action there. Class 2A, Pittscover and Hilton tied at 1 in overtime. So, and there's, it looks like probably injury time or blood time going on down there, which probably both those wrestlers at this point not hating the fact that they can catch their breath a little bit.
Well, right over here on mat number 3, we've got Landon Davis, who's ranked number 1 for EBF, and he's taken on number 9, Gavin Carolyn. So we've got 2 ranked guys on this, and Davis jumps out to a 7-1 lead. He's ranked number 1 at this weight. He's looked really tough. Earlier today, he jumped up a weight and wrestled a ranked guy at 150 and still came out on top with a win today. So another one of those times where we saw EBF make a little bit of adjustment in their lineup, and it worked out, paid off for them.
Laying up 7-3 over Xander Youngblood. And Landon Davis got right out there and got to work. All right, overtime over here. Let's keep an eye on the 3A, and just as we do, Pittscover gets the takedown, and we'll get the overtime win over Hilton. And that was a number 9 versus a number 11, so another ranked matchup there. And it was everything we thought it would be.
Into the first period over here on mat number 3. Davis up 7-1 over Carolyn. And we're going to go into he's going to go into the second period with a 6-point lead there. We've still got a pretty close match over here on 1A with Don Bosco and Jessup.
Yeah, it's 18-10, Don Bosco. You take a look at some of the wrestlers scheduled to be coming up for the Jayhawks of Jessup. At number 10, Tyrone Perro. Number 6, Dax Youngblood at 215. So they got some ranked wrestlers still to come. But Don Bosco has, we believe, Dawson Youngblood is going to be wrestling up a weight or two, and number 1, Ethan Christopher at number 75 still to come, and they're number 1 at 215 as well with Salas.
They're back wrestling over here, and we've got third period with 1:40 left over here on mat number 1. This is one of those situations where Youngblood's going to have to get out there and get after some offense. He's down by 4 points right now with 1:30 to go. He's going to have to open up, try to create some offense and get in on a takedown here. And so far, Lang has kind of been controlling a lot of the tie-ups, not giving him a whole lot to work with. And we're getting down close to that minute mark. Now Lang's in on a shot, in on a single leg. We're going to see if he can get this finished over on the edge of the mat. I didn't see what they called there. I think maybe they had called it going out of bounds there, and we're not. Oh, they gave him a takedown. It looks like. It looks like they gave Lang a takedown over there on the edge.
Put him up 10-3, and he's going to go for the neutral start, which is going to make it 10-4 with a minute 2 to go in that third period.
I'm sure he's going to try to get some extra points out of this. If he gets another takedown, he can kind of get to that major decision. Wow, there is another pin by Davis over on mat 3 for EBF. That's going to put them up 31-4. They are just came out and really looking tough again this duel.
But as we mentioned, Decora's got some great wrestlers still to come. That one's a long way from over, so all of those bonus points become huge for EBF as Decora has a chance to answer back with some bonus points of their own.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out for sure. I mean, that's the one thing that we've seen EBF do in every duel is come out there and try to get some bonus points and try to take a commanding lead through those lower weights. And the other thing is, of course, just mentally, that just makes it tough for that other team when they kind of see that the deficit they've got to come from behind on.
We're going to have Knudsen and Mullinex out here with EBF leading 31-4. And if you are Decora, they got number 7 Knudsen and Mullinex. This is McGuire Mullinex, the freshman, 29-10. They've got to win this match.
Yes,
if you're Decora.
I'm sure this is a big one that they really feel like they need to win for sure. McGuire Mullinex, he's been out there wrestling tough today. He's not a ranked kid, but he's got a pretty good record with 29-10. He's looked tough today. This Knudsen, also a freshman. We've got 2 freshmen out here, both very doing quite well today. So these guys got a lot of years of wrestling ahead of them.
Well, bonus points picked up there for Jessup. And now we're going to have a forfeit there.
Well, I'll tell you, we've got a match going on over here at the 5 with Southeast Polk and Indianola. Southeast Polk's got a cradle locked up, but he almost got stopped on his back, and it almost looked like maybe Cox was going to be able to score on him, but he was able to get him rolled through.
So Don Bosco going to pick up the 6 points on the forfeit and now go up 24-14. And again, our Musco Spotlight wrestler of the meet today is Dawson Youngblood, who is a 2-time state champion and will be going for his 3rd this year. He's only lost once in high school. Comes in with a record of 39-0, came into this meet, so he's 41-0, now goes to 42-0. Musco is the official and exclusive sports lighting provider of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. And Musco does so much for high schools across the country. And of course, we're lucky to have, right here in Iowa, Musco provides lighting for Super Bowl, major concerts, the Olympics, and they are proud supporters of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. So thank you to Musco.
Yeah, you really can't talk about sports lighting without talking about Musco, that's for sure. Well, into the first period over here on mat number 3, we've got Knudsen out ahead of Mullinex 9-0. He kind of really was able to not only get a takedown, but get a bunch of tilts there going and able to take a commanding lead there. And over here on mat number 1, Hellman down 3-0 to Perro, I believe they pronounce that. And we've still got 53 seconds left in that first period.
Well, we didn't get to see Dawson here in the final round, Youngblood, but we got to see him a couple of times today. He's going to go wrestle at the University of Iowa. I know you know Tommy Brands pretty well, the Brands brothers. They were teammates of yours. You wrestled them both in state finals. Tommy's getting a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. He's looked really tough here today, and I don't hate to not be able to see him on this time, and who knows, maybe they're still throwing him in somewhere. We're not really sure.
He went out and accepted the forfeit. So.
Oh, he did. Okay, yeah. I didn't catch that. I was watching some other action on some other mats. So,
But I got a feeling we're going to see him at the Casey Center in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Knutson up 13-0 over Mullinex, and these would be some much-needed bonus points for Decorah. We're coming through a stretch where Decorah is hoping to climb right back into this thing and make this interesting. Southeast Polk up 39-6 over Indianola. Bilodeau and Cox out on the mat right now, 3-2, and that is a 165-pound weight class. And another takedown, and Knutson's going to get the tech fall and make it 31-9 now in the Class 2A.
That was a big win for them. That kind of gets them back on track to scoring some points. It's going to be, now we got coming up for them, for Decorah is, next is William Fullhart, another Fullhart. Their father's Lee Fullhart, who wrestled at Iowa. So he's going to be taking on it. They've moved some people around earlier today, so we'll have to kind of see who ends up coming out.
It is going to be Zane Mullinex, so this is going to be a good one. Zane's number 5.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. We're Gavin Knutson here versus Zane Mullinex.
Okay,
so I'm sorry. We don't have Fullhart till the next match.
All right, so 157 is going to be Gavin Knutson against Zane Mullinex. So this is one where EBF obviously is going to be favored, but Knutson could really give his team a bump if he can wrestle well in this one.
And we've got a couple of brothers here again. You know, there's a couple of Knutson brothers on Decorah and a couple of the Mullinex brothers on EBF. So
in the Class 1A, Don Bosco, Hellman, and Perro for Jessup. Perro out to a 4-0 lead, 24-14. So Jessup is giving Don Bosco a tussle here.
yeah, this is obviously a spot where I know Jessup wants to come out with a win. Perro's out 4-0 in second period. They're both kind of still trying to feel each other out a little bit here on the feet, but this Perro has a good shot when he kind of gets a chance to open things up a little bit, and this will probably be one of those situations where I'm sure his team would like to see him get some extra points here.
He's 41-5 on the year, Perro. He's a senior, ranked number 10 at 150 pounds. The wrestling here at 157 against Hellman of Don Bosco.
And there's another takedown for Perro. They gave him to that right at the end of the period, so that puts him up 8-0 going into the third period. So he's at that spot where he can start getting some extra points.
No score in the Class 2A. Gavin Knutson and Zane Mullinex about to run out of time in that opening period. And Cameron of Indianola up 5-0 on Harris of Southeast Polk in the Class 3A, with Southeast Polk up 42-6 in that one.
This is a much-needed win for Indianola over there if Cameron can pull this out. He's up 5-1 right now.
They're at 175 pounds in the Class 3A.
Yeah, there's 1 minute gone in the first period. He's trying to get in on another shot here, but I tell you, Harris is scooting that corner on him, and he's trying to scoot around behind him, even though he's still, Cameron's still got a single leg. And there's a takedown for Cameron, for Cameron. I'm sorry, that was a takedown for Harris, so that makes that a 5-4 match over there.
Tightens up a little bit with that takedown. 36 seconds to go in the period. Cookies Barbecue. Cookies, epic sauces and bold seasonings. Remember, smart cookies use cookies. I love the Cookies Barbecue. Supporting the Iowa High School Athletic Association. So Mullinex up 2-0 over Knutson.
2-0. 1 minute left in the second period. And Mullinex is riding him, trying to work on that arm a little bit. Looks like he's, trying to keep him broke down and work on a turn or a tilt. But Knutson is definitely continuing to build his base, trying to get to his feet. He's on his feet now. He's got to get some hand control if he can try to get out here. 36 seconds left in the period.
Stall warning there against Mullinex. Our event is sponsored by Iowa Farm Bureau. They are our presenting sponsor of the 2026 Iowa High School Athletic Association State Team Duels. We started at 9 a.m. this morning, and now on to the finals. The third and fourth place matches are going on tonight as well, and we will be keeping an eye by the end of the night on the brackets and how that stuff came out. We got action everywhere as Pero picks up some bonus points for Jessup. Should be 24-18 now. I've been very impressed. You know, you hear a lot about Don Bosco. These two schools not very far apart, but Jessup's the real deal. They got a stacked lineup.
They do. They've got some tough kids, and that guy just went out, and you just watched him work hard to score that extra team point, keep them kind of in the team running over there, and come away with an 11-2 win. Pero looked tough.
We'll see who they send out here at 165 as they've juggled these lineups. It's going to be Christensen for Don Bosco and Larson for Jessup. Tice Larson is a senior, 18 and 20, and Ty Christensen is a senior, 28 and 16. Both wrestling up a weight at 165.
We've still got a close one going on down here with Southeast Polk and Indianola.
Cameron up 6-5 on Harris with 27 seconds.
And he has got him on his back. He's getting some back points and a pin. That's a big pin for Harris for Southeast Polk.
Yeah, he turned the table on that one in a hurry.
Yes, he did. Well, we've got a 2-2 match over here in the third period. Mat number 3 with Decorah and EBF, Knutson and Mullinex. Mullinex is in on a shot, and it looks like they gave him a takedown here, right on the edge of the mat.
Well, they gave it looks like, to Knutson. They gave Knutson the takedown.
Oh, did he? Gave Knutson the takedown, okay.
We were shielded on that.
Yeah, we couldn't quite see that very well. And then an escape for Mullinex.
Gavin Knutson, 27 and 8, the junior, and Zane Mullinex ranked 5th in the state, 29 and 2. This is a huge match if you're Decorah. This could catapult them right back into things.
And this is I'm not sure. This is an odd call here. It just seems like I'm not so sure that he had control of him here. And I think they're arguing a little bit over there, but I don't know how that's going to come out.
The Hy-Vee instant replay tonight. We got a great crew for you here, our Iowa Media Network crew producing for this event tonight. Executive producer A.J. Anderson.
They're back at it over here, and Mullinex is in on a shot. There's only 30 seconds left in this match. He's got a single leg up in the air. If he can finish this, it puts him ahead right at the end of this bout. And there's still no takedown yet.
17 seconds. Knutson trying to pull off a big win for Decorah. There's the 3. And with 10 seconds now, Knutson's got to get out in a hurry.
Yep, there's only 5 seconds left in this match. Mullinex just at the last second gets a takedown to put him up by a point, and that was a big win by EBF. It really was.
And it was a great match by Knutson. I mean, he went out, and his team needed him, and I mean, he left it all out there, Chad, against the number 5 ranked wrestler. But in the end, Zane Mullinex got the win. And that's going to put EBF up now 34-9, and Decorah is going to have to really go here. And they've got the power to do it, but EBF has built themselves a substantial lead.
Well, what we are going to see now, William Folhart ranked number 3rd in the state, taking on. We'll see who ABF puts out here right now, because they've kind of moved some people around here throughout the day, so we'll see who ends up kind of coming out to the mat here.
Well, in the 1A match right now in the second period, Larson up 7-6 on Christensen. That's a 24-18 score over there. Jessup pushing the number 1 ranked Dons of Don Bosco to the limit here midway through this 1A dual final.
So we've got Tyler versus Stout over here on Decorah versus EBF. Stout's been thrown in there just in different weights today to see how he can do. I don't know if we've seen Tyler wrestle today or not.
Well, he's ranked number 5, and he is 20-8, the sophomore. And if you're Decorah, you got to have this match, but you don't want to take Stout lightly.
Well,
that's for
I
sure,
tell you what, I think they must have moved Tyler down, because
Okay.
this is 165 and he's ranked at 175.
Well, he gets the pin over Stout, and a much-needed win
Yes.
and pin for
Much
Decorah.
needed, yes.
That's going to make it 34-15. So, yeah, he goes down to 165. So we'll keep an eye out for when we're going to see Fullhart.
Yes, exactly. I'm not sure where we're going to see that. This is one of the interesting thing about these dual meets. Boy, we've seen a lot of juggling of lineups, and you're just not sure who's coming out at what weight.
Well, we'll see what they bring us here.
Well, we got a 7-7 match over here on mat number 1 between Don Bosco and Jessup.
All right, so here is Fullhart and Willie. And Fullhart goes right to work.
Right to work. Gets him takedown and back, on his back right from the get-go.
Well, he knows his team needs bonus points as they try to come back in these middle to upper weight classes. Got the near fall there, so he goes up 7-0. We're still tied at 7 going into period 3 into 1A. Larson of Jessup and Christensen of Don Bosco.
Fullhart out to a commanding lead on mat number 3, 7-0. And over here on mat number 5, we have Fox from Indianola ahead of Thurman from Southeast Polk, 8-3. Oh, there is a pin for Fullhart. Took a 7-0 lead right to a takedown and a cradle to a pin.
See the Hy-Vee instant replay. He had that tight, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
That's got to be a good feeling as a wrestler when you know you've got it that tight, and you really, I liken that to, in football, a wide open run with 30 yards to go, and it's open daylight. It's just a matter of, I'm getting to the end zone. It's just a matter of enjoying it on the trip.
Well, I'll tell you what, now, this is at 175, and we have Tommy Sexton, it looks like, who is ranked at 190.
Sexton against Freeman,
and
he goes right to work.
This is a 190-pound match, so somehow we have a hard time seeing our prompter here, but so this is a 190-pound match here.
Sexton goes right up 6-0.
Third period, 37 seconds left over here on mat number 1. Christensen and Larson. Larson leads 8-7. This will be a big win for Jessup right now.
34-21. And we knew this thing was going to get interesting. Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont, all that power up front. And Decorah with so much power through the middle part and down the home stretch. Looking for the pin right here is Sexton.
Well, there was a big takedown right at the end of the match by Christensen for Don Bosco as well. He was losing this match, which would have been a big win for Jessup, and he comes out and gets a takedown with just about 20 seconds left in this match. And it looks like he might get another takedown here to end up getting this win.
He's going to pull off the victory, and that's a big win for Don Bosco. Jessup trying to tighten that thing up. Good match for Larson and Christensen. Christensen comes out on top, and they'll move up 27-18. Sexton in control in the Class 2A match, up 10-0 over Freeman. And Southeast Polk has Brinkmeyer against Christensen of Indianola here in the Class 3A. They're at 215 pounds, and Southeast Polk, Chad, is going to win their 8th dual championship and their 3rd in a row.
Yeah, they're just got they're a powerhouse right now for sure. I mean, you know, they've looked so tough coming into here.
There's the pin for Sexton, and it's getting real interesting in the Class 2A. It's going to make it 34-27. Don't look now, but we got ourselves a ticker tester on our hands in the Class 2A.
We sure do. It's Southeast Polk's been able to kind of pull ahead and kind of run away with it over there in 3A, but 2A and 1A both are pretty hotly contested. That was a big match in this last one for the 1A mat. It looked like Jessup was maybe going to pull off a win there, and in the last 20 seconds, Don Bosco was able to come from behind and get the win, and that kind of puts them up ahead. That puts them ahead 27-18 over there on mat number 1.
(34-27) your team score now in the Class 2A. There's a pin for Brinkmeyer and Southeast Polk. Everything we thought they'd be, because Chad, Indianola is a heck of a team themselves, and Southeast Polk is just showing that right now there's Southeast Polk and there's everybody else.
Yeah, they're I think they've got such a good team put together right now, just up and down that lineup. They really don't have any weak spots. That makes it really tough to beat in a duel. We're seeing in some of these other classes, people are juggling people around and you're moving people around to try to match up a little bit better. I don't know how you do that with Southeast Polk. They're just too tough up and down the lineup.
Well, here is Gardner. Logan Gardner is ranked number 8 at 190, the sophomore, and he is going up against Kinnan for Decorah, who's 20-17, the sophomore. And EBF, with a win here, can put this away. So Gardner can capture the Class 2A title for EBF with the win.
That's some of those strategy things we've seen doing, just a lot of people moving things around. Here he is moving up to a 215 from 190. He's a ranked 190 pounder, and he's trying to move up where they can for sure get some points here. So he's going to definitely have to pull it off.
They don't want to see this go to the heavyweight if they can avoid it.
Yeah,
they have a chance to put it away here. Moving up a weight makes it a challenge, but again, Gardner, the ranked wrestler, has a chance to seal it for EBF, and Kinnan trying to keep Decorah alive and bring this thing down to the heavyweight match. We're at 190 over on the 1A, and with that last win by Don Bosco, tough hill to climb here now for Jessup.
Well, Gardner is going to end up riding him out for that whole first period, so he's going to go into the second period with a 3-0 lead.
Final match of the night for the Class 3A championship bout, and it's going to be Slay and Curtis in that one.
Zero here in the first period. They're just trying to feel each other out a little bit, seeing who can control the tie-ups. We've got just about 10 seconds left in this first period. We haven't seen a lot of action yet over here at Southeast Polk and Indianola with these heavyweights, but
Jessup's Daveland running the chicken wing, the half Nelson.
That's a big pin for Jessup right there. That puts them right back in this match over there on mat number 1.
I mean, you talk about a ticker tester. We got one now into Class 1A. All right, Chad, what do you see here in the high V replay?
So he kind of catches him in a cow catcher there, and just kind of horses him right over. He just forced that on him. He knew he needed to go for a big move and a big pin, and he ended up getting it. And that makes us a match over here. So I believe that makes it 30-33. Is that correct?
I think so. I believe that's where they're at right now. We'll wait for our scorebug to come back on for us. But
we're in the
Class
second
1A
period over here with the 2A. It's 3-0. Gardner is ahead of Cunin. 42 seconds left in the second period.
Kinnan is hanging in there, and he's got to win this match to keep Decorah alive. So got to hand it to Kinnan right now in the second period. He has given Gardner all he wants.
.20 seconds left. He's keeping him tied up. Gardner's trying to take a shot, trying to get in on a single leg. But Kinnan is doing a good job of countering.
Salas wrestling heavyweight for Don Bosco. And for the Jayhawks, it is Dax Youngblood, who is ranked number 6 at 215. 33-30, Don Bosco on Jessup. And Chad, if you're going to look at who is favored here, you've got Salas, who's ranked number 1 at 215, and Dax Youngblood, who's ranked number 6 at 215, both going up to heavyweight. And that is going to be the match that solves it in the 1A. What a way to finish it. This, folks, if you like drama, you've got it right here. Don Bosco ranked number 1, and Jessup ranked number 2 in the rankings for team duels. And here we are with it coming down to the final match. And neither of these guys necessarily are heavyweight guys, but due to, you talked about all the lineup jockeying that they do, we get a ranked match, and instead of at 215, we get it at heavyweight.
Yeah, it's that's just some of that strategy. They're trying to figure out what their best way of coming out on top of this is, and it's definitely coming down to this match. Two guys that have changed weights, and on top of that, we have another Youngblood out there, but for the opposing team now. So.
Yeah, and we're told they are cousins.
Yes.
So the Class 1A comes down to the final match. You got to hand it to Jessup. Don Bosco tried to pull away. Jessup said, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Hung around, got some big wins. Got a big pin there moments ago. And now brings us down to an exciting finish. Southeast Polk is trying to put the finishing touches on what's going to be their.
We've got a tough one over here on mat number 3 as well. It's a third period, about 30 seconds left. Gardner's in on a shot, but he just can't seem to get it finished. And a couple of times it looked like Kinnan was maybe going to actually turn him out of it. But so far right now, we're still kind of in a stalemate position with 22 seconds left in this match. Gardner is still ahead by 3-0.
All right, EBF, though, can put it on ice right now. If Gardner closes it out with just one match to go, it will be out of reach. And with that
there's
takedown,
3 points with 2 seconds left.
And EBF will be your 2026 Class 2A State Team Duel champions.
Well, it was a gutty finish there. Both those guys stayed in there and stayed in that match. That takedown was either taking it to overtime or giving the win to EBF, and he was able to secure that and win 6-0.
Congratulations to Coach Dimitri Boyer and the Rockets of EBF as this Decorah team, tough top to bottom, and those bonus points early were big. But really, if I look out there, what we've seen today, Chad, we knew EBF was going to have a tremendous match against Clarion Goldfield Dow's. And they went out in that one and got the win over the number 2 ranked team. I don't know about you, but it just had a feel like they came in here on a mission.
Boy, they really had. They didn't have an easy day today, and they really fought through that. They showed a lot of guts today, and it was a big win for them. And now we got one more match over here between Decorah and EBF for heavyweight.
All right, Youngblood up 2-1. We're going to focus solely on this here, as this is for the Class 1A title. Jessup trying to upset number 1, Don Bosco. No points yet And there it is. Salas gets the takedown. It goes up 4-2. We're in the second period. 43 seconds to go. It's over in the Class 3A as Southeast Polk puts the finishing touches on that championship. Their third in a row. And Decorah, this is Brinsis going right to work against Paget, and he gets the pin, and that will be how the Class 2A match ends. And hats off to Brinsis. You know, it's got to be tough to go out and wrestle when the meet itself has been decided, but you still got to go out and take care of business, and Brinson did that with the pin, which is going to make the final 37-32 in favor of EBF, your Class 2A state team dual champions for the Iowa High School Athletic Association, presented by Iowa Farm Bureau.
So we just got 1A to finish up over here.
Yeah, we got a good one. We're getting ready to start period 3. And these guys were both ranked at 215. As Kyler Salas, 34-0, the juniors ranked number 1. He was third at 215 last year, 8th at 215 the year before, taking on Dax Youngblood, who was 7th at 190 last year. He's ranked number 6. He's 23-3. They're both ranked at 215, but wrestling up tonight at heavyweight to try to settle it. And there's the escape. It's going to make it 5-2.
Final period here. This is the dual meet. It's on the line here, and Don Bosco leading 5-2 right now. And Youngblood's really got to, get off some offense this period, and he's to enable for his team to come back in and get into this match here.
They want the 3. Is he going to get
that takedown on the edge? They're not giving him anything yet.
You see EBF presented with their championship, celebrating.
It looks like he might be out of bounds now. I'm not sure what they're calling. I think they're going to call him back to the center.
So Southeast Polk is your Class 3A champion, with Indianola coming in second, and Eddyville Blinksburg Fremont is your Class 2A champion, with Decorah coming in second. And all that's left to settle is the Class 1A. The Dons of Don Bosco and the Jayhawks of Jessup, only about 10 miles separate them, and right now comes down to one match.
It comes down to one match. We got a minute left. Don Bosco Salas is actually up 5-2, and it's going to take a takedown here from Youngblood.
Yeah, Kyler Salas, 34-0. I apologize. I had it right in front of me. I think I was saying Salas, had it in my notes, Salas. So Kyler Salas over Youngblood right now, 5-2.
Boy, Youngblood's in on a takedown here, but they go out of bounds. 30 seconds left in this match. They're both still getting after it out there, and this final takedown here is going to be important. Youngblood's trying to score, and he needs to get that done in this last 30 seconds to put this thing into overtime.
Well, here's where that three-point takedown that changed a few years ago becomes big, because he could tie it with a takedown. 19 seconds. He's got to go. And if you're Salas, you're just trying to hold off right now and secure the championship for the Dons. And the official, nice job there. He can't let that go too far, right? He's going to call the stalemate pretty quick.
He doesn't want to waste time here with this much time left in the match, only 12 seconds. He wants to give these guys a chance to wrestle.
Yeah, good job there by the veteran official. Here we go. 10 seconds. Youngblood trying to get after it. They go out of bounds again. Looks like we got more celebrating going on as Southeast Polk raises the bracket to celebrate their Class 3A dual team championship. 3 seconds left, and the Dons are going to hold on and win it 36-33. And I'll tell you, Chad, I knew, we talked about it. We were really impressed with Jessup all day, and we really thought that they would have a chance to challenge the Dons, but I will say early on I thought, well, maybe not. But hats off to the Jayhawks of Jessup for giving the Dons of Don Bosco everything they wanted.
Yeah, I tell you that, matchups just make these dual meets, and you just kind of never know how it's going to go. We've seen a ton of juggling around with these lineups today. That made things pretty interesting, and it worked out for the Dons of Don Bosco.
All right, and you also got a shout out to Decorah. This is the first time they've been to the team duels in 30 years. So hats off to Coach Jordan Thompson for the job he did with them. They come up short against Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont, but you watch this and you think, how much fun is it going to be at the Casey Center in a couple of weeks? And those district meets, there are going to be some great matchups in the district. There's always really good wrestlers that don't even get to state because of the draw they get in districts. But we saw tonight, I think, a preview of some of the phenomenal matchups we could see on Saturday night and really all throughout that tournament. But Saturday night in Des Moines, the Iowa High School Athletic Association puts on a heck of a show. And the entertainment are these young men right here.
Yeah, absolutely. And, as we said, we saw nearly 150 ranked guys here in this dual meet championship today, and it did not disappoint. We saw some incredible matches. We saw some close matches. We saw, juggling lineups. We saw people going and wrestling ranked guys not even at their weight. So it just kind of lets you know what kind of wrestlers these guys are, that they're willing to get out there and wrestle the best of the best regardless of the weight class.
All right, well, Chad, our quick star of the meet tonight is Gage Spurgeon. So Gage Spurgeon has been named the quick star of the meet. Quick Star's got you covered when you're on the go. Fuel up, grab a bite, and score offers with their Quick Rewards app. Get everything you need only at Quick Star. Well, this is a young man that you know very, very well, being from EBF. He's a state champ a couple of years ago, finished 4th last year. He's ranked number 1 in the state this year. What do you see in Gage Spurgeon? What makes him special?
Well, he's one of those kids. He got a lot of tenacity. He gets out there. He gets after it. Just great shape, constantly offensive. And you could just tell he's just one of those guys who was always out there to score extra points for his team today. Just like a lot of those EBF guys were. They went out there, and when they needed to score some extra points, they were scoring points. They were getting major decisions. They were getting tech falls, and they were getting pins. And he's one of those guys right in there with that. And he just had an outstanding day today.
And the thing I see is, like, wrestling's no different than any other sport. Don't beat yourself, right? And he just doesn't make mistakes. You have to go out and beat him. And that is a tall challenge.
Yeah.
And so well-deserved quick star of the meet. Also want to thank again Sukup for our stats tonight that you saw on the screen throughout the meet, and also for our closed captioning. We appreciate Sukup so very, very much, and our presenting sponsor, the Iowa Farm Bureau. And, of course, we had our Hy-Vee instant replay, and we're on the Hy-Vee Championship Network, so many people making it possible for us to be here. Cookies Barbecue. Smart cookies use cookies, and Cookies Barbecue is about as good as it gets when it comes to the barbecue sauce. So we're going to take a break and come back and put the finishing touches, walk through each bracket a little bit, let you know how each bracket played out before we wrap up tonight here from the Extreme Arena. We're coming back in just a moment on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
A new day means so many things. Possibility and potential. New opportunities and challenges. And when you're building something that matters, you need a partner who truly understands. Iowa banks get this. Their customer relationships are built on shared values and earned trust. From homeowners to small businesses, Iowa banks know what it means to invest in the future. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
We're not just lighting a stadium. We're creating lasting memories. We're not just installing a mini pitch. We're empowering youth to learn and grow. We're not just retrofitting an airport. We're creating an environment where workers can feel safer. This is why, whether it's a game down the street, professional stadiums around the world, or treasured monuments and landmarks, you always know when it's must go.
Well, the wrestling is wrapped up at the Extreme Arena. Russ W. Oker, Chad Zapital on the call tonight for the 2026 Iowa High School State Team Dual Championships, Class 1A, 2A, and 3A. And we're going to be looking at these brackets and how everything played out today. But, of course, hats off to the state champions. 1A, Don Bosco captures another championship. 2A, Eddyville Blakesburg Fremont, the 3 seed. The third-ranked team gets it, and in the 3A, it was Southeast Polk. And again, I go back to those rankings where ultimately, 1, 1, and 3, they got it. They did a heck of a job with that. Kudos to the committee there, but we saw some great wrestling today.
Yeah, honestly, when you look at the rankings, not only did they get 1, 1, and 3, but there was some hotly contested 1, 2s, and 3s in there, but just that they were so close. So, they're doing a great job on the rankings, that's for sure.
All right, we look at the 1A and how that played out. We told you that Don Bosco, and you watched tonight, them win the championship 36-30 over Jessup. Hinton took third. Obviously, Jessup comes in second. Hinton took third with the win over Lake Mills. So Lake Mills will capture fourth place. Fifth place went to Woodbury Central. Riverside of Oakland takes sixth. Seventh went to Logan Magnolia. And Nashua Plainfield took eighth. That was in the Class 1A. Class 2A, Eddyville Blakesburg Fremont. They had 3 tough opponents today. Everybody up here is tough, but they come through as the third-ranked team, and they capture the championship with the 37-33 win over Decorah. So Decorah takes second place. In third place, they are still wrestling. So we're waiting to see who's going to be third. Will it be Independence or Clarion Goldfield Dow? So that's the only thing still going on right now, and Clarion Goldfield Dows is going to win that. So they are going to be in third, and Independence will take fourth. Fifth place will be Alburnett. They got the win in their final matchup over West Delaware Manchester. So Alburnett will take fifth. West Delaware Manchester takes sixth. Seventh place was Algona, getting the win over Glenwood in that one, 39-37. So Algona takes seventh, and Glenwood will finish eighth here in this matchup. Well, we move on to the Class 3A, where Southeast Polk was the winner, 57-11 in the finals over Indianola. And you could talk all night about how good Southeast Polk is, because there's some really good teams in the Class 3A, and they're just heads above right now.
Nobody could stay up with them. They just have too tough to line up and down. Like we've talked about this before, 12 ranked wrestlers, 5 guys ranked number 1 in the state. They're pretty hard to compete with right now.
Well, they got the win over Indianola, who then came in second place. Third place was Waukee Northwest, 36-29 over Dowling Catholic, and Waukee Northwest just missed getting into the finals with their battle with Indianola. That was one of the best matchups of the day. So Dowling Catholic will be fourth. Linmar takes fifth with their win over Dallas Center Grimes, 44-31. And then finishing seventh was Iowa City West, as they get the win over Pleasant Valley in that matchup. And Pleasant Valley comes in eighth in the matchups today. So that's how it all played out here at the 2026 Iowa High School State Team Dual Wrestling Championships presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Chad Zapital, Russ Oker, it's been an honor to be here. And Chad, I know that wrestling has been in your blood, I think, since the day you were born. I could just tell you were sort of like a kid in a candy store running around here today, all this great wrestling.
Well, we saw some incredible wrestling today, some great matchups. And, I just think about these kids out there that came and wrestled tough all day today. And, they got to go right into districts next week, and they've got state tournament coming up. This is a big few weeks for these guys, and I know that they're ready for it. They've been training for it all year long, but this is an important time of the year for them. We saw a lot of great matchups today, and I'm sure this kind of helps some of these guys get prepared for the next couple of weeks. And there's probably some people that that I'm sure that they know they got to get back and get back to the drawing board and get ready for the next couple of weeks.
All right, well, it has been an absolute honor to be here with you for this matchup today, all these great dual meets today. Video broadcast of the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Championship events are copyrighted property of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Reproduction or retransmission of these broadcasts without the express written consent of the Iowa High School Athletic Association is prohibited. Our closed captioning tonight was provided by Sukup. We appreciate them. And we also want to shout out to Hy-Vee for all of our instant replays and all of the fine sponsors you've seen here tonight. We had our Quick Star of the Meet, and we had our Musco Spotlight as well, Cookies Barbecue. Thanks to everybody. Well, thanks again to Iowa Farm Bureau for presenting the Athletic Association's 2026 Dual Team Championships. As a sole title sponsor of Iowa High School Athletic Association, Farm Bureau recognizes athletic and academic achievement on the field and in the classroom, helping nurture Iowa's future leaders. That is going to do it for us here tonight from the Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa. Chad, I appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun today.
It's been a great day.
It's been an absolute honor to be here. For the Iowa High School Athletic Association and the Hy-Vee Championship Network and the entire Iowa Media Network crew, great job on the production today. I'm Russ W. Oker saying so long, everybody.